Welcome back to Story as 13. Tonight's story follows Alex, who receives a text message from his own phone number. What starts as a strange glitch soon becomes a terrifying warning. In the stillness of a late autumn night, Alex sat alone in his dimly lit apartment, the soft glow of his phone screen illuminating his face. The clock on the wall ticked steadily, its rhythm a constant reminder of the passing hours. As he scrolled mindlessly through social media, a notification suddenly appeared, a text message from his own number. At first, Alex dismissed it as a glitch, a quirk of technology. But as his eyes scanned the words on the screen, a chill ran down his spine. The message read, "Don't go to sleep tonight." His finger hovered over the screen, hesitating. Curiosity battled with a growing sense of unease. Against his better judgment, Alex typed a reply. "Who is this?" The response was instantaneous, as if the sender had been waiting, watching. "I'm you, Alex, or rather, what's left of you." The words seemed to pulse on the screen, each letter a silent scream in the quiet room. As Alex sat frozen, staring at his phone, another message appeared. "You're sitting on your couch right now, aren't you? The one with the coffee stain on the left armrest." His eyes darted to the exact spot described, the old brown mark, a stark contrast to the beige fabric. How could anyone know that? His heart began to race, the steady tick of the clock now a thunderous echo in his ears. Another message. "You just looked at the stain. Now you're looking around the room. You're scared, aren't you, Alex?" The words seemed to mock him, each one a knife twisting in his gut. With trembling hands, Alex stood up, his eyes darting from shadow to shadow. The familiar contours of his apartment now seemed alien, threatening. Every corner could be hiding. What? He didn't know, but the fear was real, palpable. The phone buzzed again. "Check your front door, Alex." The message glowed ominously in the dim light. He hesitated, every instinct screaming at him to ignore it, to run, to hide. But like a moth drawn to a flame, he found himself moving towards the door. His hand shook as he reached for the handle. The metal was cold against his skin, a stark contrast to the sweat beading on his forehead. With a deep breath, he pulled the door open. There, taped to the outside, was a photograph of himself, sitting on the couch, from just moments ago. Alex stumbled backward, the photograph fluttering to the floor. His mind reeled, unable to process what he was seeing. How was this possible? Who could have taken this picture? And how did they get it here so quickly? As if in answer to his unspoken questions, his phone buzzed again. The messages that followed were darker, more sinister. They described, in vivid, horrifying detail, how he would die. The words painted a picture so gruesome, so terrifying, that Alex felt bile rise in his throat. "Your heart will stop at 3:17 a.m., one message read. "You'll try to call for help, but your voice will fail you. Your last breath will be a whimper, not a scream." Alex's eyes darted to the clock. 2:45 a.m. The ticking seemed louder now, each second bringing him closer to the fate described in those chilling texts. Panic overtook him. With shaking hands, he tried to turn off his phone, desperate to stop the torrent of horrifying messages. But as his finger hovered over the power button, the screen lit up again. The phone turned itself back on, the messaging app opening of its own accord. A final message appeared, the words searing themselves into Alex's mind. "I'm already inside." The room suddenly plunged into darkness, the lights extinguishing as if snuffed out by an unseen hand. In the pitch black, Alex could hear something. Footsteps, slow, deliberate. coming from somewhere in the apartment. His breath caught in his throat, heart pounding so hard he thought it might burst from his chest. The footsteps grew closer, each one a death knell in the oppressive silence. Alex wanted to run, to scream, but his body refused to obey. He was frozen, a statue of fear in the darkness. The footsteps stopped just behind him. He could feel a presence, cold and malevolent. A breath, icy and foul, brushed against the back of his neck. Alex closed his eyes, tears streaming down his face. In that moment, he knew the messages had been right. This was how he would die. As a hand, cold as the grave, gripped his shoulder, Alex's mind retreated into itself, seeking escape from the horror that was about to unfold. His last conscious thought was of the ticking clock, wondering if it would indeed stop at 3:17 a.m., marking the end of his existence. The next morning, when the sun rose, casting its warm light into the apartment, it illuminated an empty room. There was no sign of Alex, no evidence of a struggle. The only thing out of place was his phone, lying on the floor, its screen cracked, and on that broken screen, a single message remained. Your turn is over. Who's next? In the days that followed, Alex's disappearance would become a mystery that baffled police and terrified the community. Friends and family would search, but find no trace. And as the investigation hit dead end after dead end, a chilling thought began to spread. What if it wasn't just Alex? What if anyone could be next? For in this age of constant connection, where our lives are laid bare through screens and signals, who can truly say they're safe? Who knows what lurks in the digital shadows, waiting to reach out and drag us into the darkness? So the next time your phone buzzes with a message from an unknown number, or worse, from your own, remember Alex's story. And whatever you do, don't reply. For some messages are better left unread. Some calls better left unanswered. Because in the end, the most terrifying thing might not be what's out there in the darkness. It might be what's already inside your phone, inside your home, inside you. Thank you for listening to tonight's chilling tale. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to Stories 13 for more creepy stories every week. Until next time, check your phone carefully.